But then somewhere along the way, we got to the year 2000 where people were saying, well, therefore, free trade with the authoritarian communist regime in China is a great idea. And the more cheap stuff people want to send us, the better. And if you don't understand that, you don't understand economics. And I was just sort of sitting here saying, no, I understand exactly what you're saying, but that's not good economics at all. And I think it's been very encouraging in really just the last few years, we've started to see more mainstream folks coming around on this. I mean, Janet Yellen had a very interesting comment last year where she said, look, the sort of standard economics tells you if people want to send you cheap stuff, just say thank you. I would never say thank you again. I was actually doing a conversation with Paul Krugman where we were discussing his assertion that trade deficits are self-correcting, which he'd made back in the 90s. And, he acknowledged that was naive. And so I think we are moving toward a very useful rethinking and breaking out of the fundamentalism. But to your point, there are certainly many folks, not all, but predominantly on the right of center, who are still just sticking to, if you don't understand how great free trade always is, it must be because you don't understand Econ 101.
Right. And it's also interesting, too, that I won't name names, but there was a guy, someone who's not your biggest fan among my colleagues, that in addition to, saying you obviously haven't studied economics or you need to, crack David Ricardo or something, he was also lambasting and saying all the public intellectuals in support of Trump's tariffs have never even taken an economics course. And so someone just asked Grok, and two of the four, so you were one of them and you actually have taken an economics course, but also two of the other ones had PhDs in economics from Harvard. It was, Peter Navarro and, the Council of Economic Advisors.
Stephen Moran.
Yeah. And then anyway, and the guy, of course, moved the goalposts. So, they're political appointees. They're not public intellectual. Okay, fine. But anyway, my point is just, and what I've been telling my colleagues, so this, folks can gather, I actually do largely disagree with your conclusions on this stuff. But my point is, well, there's a whole lot of people, like people telling me that they were longtime fans of my work, who think you libertarian ideologues or dogmatists are getting this stuff wrong and you're just got your heads this. So even if I think you guys are wrong, like just to say, oh, no, we're smarter than they are. They must not know anything because, hey, comparative advantage, like that's not going to work anymore. So anyway, that's partly why I have you here. So why don't we jump in, Oren? You recently shared and the folks watching the video will see, we'll have they'll superimpose this stuff so you can see what we're talking about. But you had this very provocative tweet that showed some St. Louis Federal Reserve charts. Then you say, your tweet says, may need a bot to tweet this picture daily.